Hello girls. So we will discuss about practicals semester 3 course code MIC 313 course title microbial physiology. So this is the syllabus and list of practicals which you have in your third semester which we have already discussed. So these are the practicals which you have for third semester girls, that is preparation of different types of media based upon requirement by different types of microorganisms like autotrophic, heterotrophic microorganisms, and we are going to prepare media, that is algal medium, nutrient agar medium, McConkey agar, blood agar medium, Sebarod's dextrose agar medium, and potato dextrose agar medium. And the second one is observation and setting of Vinogradsky column. This is also a type of isolating or cultivating microorganisms, how it happens in the natural environment. And the next one is isolation of phototrophs and determination of viable count of bacteria, turbidometric measurement of bacterial growth and bacterial growth curve, factors affecting bacterial growth, that is pH, temperature, salt concentration. Next is demonstration of amylase activity and sugar fermentation. And the last one is qualitative analysis of carbohydrates. Okay, so let us discuss the first experiment, that is media preparation. So the aim of this experiment is to prepare different types of media. Now what is media, or how can you define media? It is nothing but food for microorganisms. In simple terms, if we say it is food for microorganisms which contains nutrients and which will support the growth of microorganisms. So we all know that in the natural environment, how the microorganisms live, wherever they are living in a natural habitat in the environment, they try to procure nutrients from the environment and they grow, divide. Okay, so here in our laboratory, if you want to grow or cultivate any kind of microorganism, we need to provide food or nutrients, nothing but media for the growth of that particular microorganism. So it can be termed as microbiological media or culture media. Culture is nothing but, culture means which consists a media which consists of microorganism. That means a media which has been inoculated with any microorganism, then you say it as culture. Okay, so a microbiological culture media is plural and the singular term for media is medium. It is a substance which will encourage the growth and support and also survival of a microorganism. Otherwise, the other definition for media is any kind of preparation which contains nutrients essential for bacterial growth is called as a medium. Now, we all know that microorganisms generally try to procure necessary nutrients for the synthesis of their cell materials and for the generation of energy from the environment. But when they had to be grown in laboratory, as I already told you, that we need to provide nutrients for that particular microorganism, appropriate quantities, in appropriate quantities, and correct type of nutrient has to be provided to that particular microorganism which is required by that organism for its growth. So as microorganisms are very diverse in their nutritional requirements, there are hundreds of different types of media that can be used, and there are also several different kinds of media generally used in clinical, diagnostic laboratory, dairy and water microbiology, water industry. Okay, so in order to grow, cultivate for research and for studies purpose, several different kinds of media are being prepared and they are being used for study purpose. The construction of each of medium will depend upon clear understanding of the nutritional requirements of a particular group of microorganisms to be cultivated in that medium. Say for example, we have fungi and bacteria. So fungi, they are heterotrophic in nature. What kind of nutrients does they require? Definitely they will differ in the requirements when compared to bacteria. They are single cell organisms, bacteria. Okay, so they does not require as complex as fungi, the nutrients. Okay, so that is a difference. So let us discuss about each type of media and different types of media. So, what is the need for culture media, or why do we require media in laboratory? Because bacteria are generally live in mixed population, not generally bacteria. Now, if I have to isolate any microorganism from soil sample, they are moles, fungi, bacteria, all live in mixed population, and within bacteria again there are mixed population, right? So in order to separate them and study by appropriate procedures, they have to be grown separately. That is, they have to be isolated on culture media, and then they are obtained as pure culture for study purpose. Now, this culture media is again divided into two types. It is categorized into two types, that is liquid medium and solid medium. Now, liquid medium, the name itself indicates that it is liquid or aqueous in nature. So, in liquid medium, the main difference for liquid and solid medium is why it is becoming the media liquid, because of addition of a substance, special nutrient called as agar agar. It is acting as a base to the media and it is making the media solid. Now, in liquid media, the growth of the microorganism can be diffused, whereas on solid media, you can only see on the growth of the microorganism on surface, and no characteristics for identification. Okay, so liquid media generally it is not so easy for identification of what kind of microorganism is growing in liquid media. And not only that, it is difficult to isolate when we use liquid media. And earliest liquid medium, that is in the olderness in the starting of the microbiology, so they generally used liquid medium, which is nothing but meat broth and urine are generally used by Louis Pasteur. So next, coming to solid media. So as I already told you that on solid media, distinct colonies can be formed, which are visible on the surface of the solid media, and easily the colonies can be identified and studied, and they are macroscopically visible collection of millions of bacteria which are originating from a single bacterial cell can be studied with the help of a solid media. What are different types of culture media? So based on consistency and based on constituents or ingredients, they have been again classified into different types based on consistency. What do you mean by consistency? Consistency means a thickness or viscosity. Okay, so based on thickness or consistency, the media has been divided into solid medium, liquid medium, and semi-solid medium. Based on the constituents or ingredients present in a particular type of media, again they are classified into simple medium, complex medium, synthetic or defined medium, and special medium. Now, here you can see the list of some of the special media which we will be discussing. Among this, some we will be discussing which you have as a part of your syllabus and which you also have studied in your first semester. So, I am not going to discuss in detail about each one of this because it has already been discussed recently, and also you studied this in your first semester. So, you can go back to your first semester workbook. Please open and kindly refer in detail. You can see the explanation for this each type of special media. In detail explanation will be given to the present media preparation what you have in this present semester. So here is an image of solid medium, liquid medium and semi-solid medium. So you can just have a look here how the solid medium looks. Okay, so this is a solid medium. You can see distinct colonies which are growing on the top on the surface of the agar medium. Then you can see here girls. So this is how you can study the colonies which are formed on solid medium. So this is an image of liquid medium. So generally you can take it in test tube or conical flask, and this is a semi-solid medium. That means the amount of agar which has been added is been reduced, hence it is called as semi-solid medium. The semi-solid medium is especially used for motility test. So this is the image which is representing the kind of solid medium, liquid medium and semi-solid medium. Now coming to the first one, that is basal media or nutrient broth, that is nutrient broth and nutrient agar. So what is a basal medium? So it is a simple medium. A basal medium is a simple medium. Example of basal medium is nutrient agar or nutrient broth, which is going to support the growth of many kind of microorganism and which has no special nutrient requirements. So we all know that we have studied in bacterial nutrition. During theory we have studied that there are fastidious organisms or fastidious microorganisms. Fastidious microorganisms means those organisms which require special kind of nutrients. The one, if you see here, the components which are included in this nutrient broth or nutrient agar, that is peptone, sodium chloride, beef extract, agar powder. Okay, so these are not sufficient for those fastidious organisms. That means a special kind of nutrients has to be supplemented in the medium which will support the growth of the fastidious microorganisms. But a basal medium is a kind of medium, it is so simple medium that it is able to support the growth of those microorganisms which will not require any special kind of nutrition requirement. Okay, so you can say that it is an unsupplemented medium which is going to promote the growth of many different kind of microorganisms and which does not require any special nutrient supplements. So this is generally used as a base in the preparation of base, means it is not about the pH girls. Okay, so the media components whatever are there, generally it is acting as a base in the preparation of generally more complex medium. That means if you add blood to nutrient broth or nutrient agar, it will become blood agar medium. In blood agar medium we have all these components which are there here, that is peptone, beef extract and agar including the distilled water. To this, if you are going to add blood, it becomes blood agar medium, which is a complex medium. So to this, you add 2% agar. When you add 2% agar to nutrient broth, then it becomes nutrient agar. That is nothing but the solid medium. So the solid nature of the medium is because of agar. So coming to the components of basal medium, it is peptone, sodium chloride. So this is for 250 ml, beef extract, distilled water, pH and agar. So this is the composition of a nutrient broth. Sorry, it is not nutrient broth, it is nutrient agar because agar has been added. So if you do not add agar, it becomes nutrient broth. This is for 250 ml. So in examination, you may be asked about what is a basal medium. Examples of basal medium. What is the composition of nutrient broth and nutrient agar? So you can answer either for 250 ml or 1000 ml or for 100 ml. That is the composition or the components which are included or involved in this nutrient agar. The composition of the nutrient agar. So let us discuss in detail about what is agar or agar. So it is obtained from red algae. Generally from sea or ocean it is been obtained, this agar agar. It is a jelly like substance, and the composition, coming to the composition of agar, it is a mixture of two components, that is linear polysaccharide agarose and heterogeneous mixture of small molecules called agaropectin. So what is the composition of agar? It is made up of agaropectin and agarose. So it acts as a best solidifying agent in microbiological laboratory when we especially prepare for microbiological media or culture media, and it is generally at 100 degrees Celsius, that is at high temperatures at 100 degrees Celsius it becomes liquid, or it goes into solution, means it becomes liquid, and it gets solidified at 45 degrees Celsius. Coming to beef extract. So what is beef extract? It is nothing but it is an infusion of beef and provides a source of undefined source of nutrients. So what are these nutrients which are there in beef extract? It consists of a mixture of peptides, amino acids, nucleotide fractions, organic acids, minerals, and some other vitamins. It complements the nutritive properties of peptone by contributing minerals, phosphates, and energy sources. Now, if you see here, peptone, it is a protein derivative. It is formed by partial hydrolysis of proteins. So, what is a peptone? Peptone is formed by partial hydrolysis of proteins under acidic conditions. So it is generally soluble in water. This peptone is generally soluble in water, and peptone contains amino acids, polypeptides, and it provides a source of nitrogen and minerals for the growth of bacteria. Generally, nitrogen source and mineral source are being provided by this peptone. So in examination, you will be asked about what are different ingredients which are present in peptone beef extract and what is the composition of agar agar, then you should be able to answer. So this is about agar, beef extract and peptone. So what we have seen here in the components, so this is just a list of peptone, beef extract and agar agar, but just elaborate it and see here. So what all it consists of, that is peptone, beef extract. So both of them, peptone and beef extract, they are providing several nutrients like amino acids, nucleotides, minerals, salts and everything are being provided by this peptone beef extract, and agar agar, it is a polysaccharide, it is acting as a polysaccharide. Now coming to the procedure, how do you prepare this? So generally we are going to weigh the components, all the components which are peptone, NaCl and beef extract. You are pouring them into conical flask, add 250 ml according to our desirability, that whether it is you are preparing for 500 ml, 250 ml or 100 ml or 50 ml. You add the water and see that all the contents are getting dissolved by shaking the flask, and then check the pH to 7.2 to 7.5. This is very important during examination, the pH of each kind of media which we are preparing. Then we are going to add nutrient agar. Before checking pH, then we are going to add nutrient agar, because nutrient agar, it will change the pH. Okay, so what we are going to do is here, before adding nutrient agar only, we are going to adjust the pH and then add nutrient agar and then keep it for sterilization. So this is about nutrient broth, that is basal media. Example of a basal media is nutrient broth and nutrient agar. So these are the images of nutrient agar in a conical flask from left. Then the middle one is nutrient broth, which is a liquid without addition of agar. So what is the difference for the in this tube, the middle picture, that is nutrient broth? The difference for the right one and the left test tube is, the right test tube is clear when compared to left one. It is little turbid. That means there is growth in this test tube, the left one. So here if you see, so this is turbid, this is clear, this is the one which is uninoculated, this one. So this one is inoculated and it is turbid in nature, so that is the difference. Now here this one is a nutrient agar which has been poured into a petri dish. Now next coming to Severod's agar. Severod's dextrose agar. It is a medium generally used for isolation of fungi and yeast. So this is generally used for isolation of heterotrophic organisms, that is fungi and yeast. So generally it is uh, as fungi they prefer to grow in acidic pH. So the pH of Severod's dextrose agar is acidic, that is 5.0. The pH of STA is 5.0, and this pH will inhibit the growth of several different kind of bacteria. We require only fungi, so we do not require bacterial growth. So generally bacteria do not grow at this acidic pH. They prefer to grow at neutral pH. So bacteria generally prefer to grow at neutral pH, that is around 7.2 to 7.5. So this acidic pH will permit the growth of many kind of filamentous fungi and yeast as well. So what we are going to do is, along with that we are also going to add antibacterial agents which will inhibit the growth of several bacteria, because we do not require bacteria. So for that purpose, we are going to add certain antibiotics like chloramphenicol or tetracycline, which are acting as a broad spectrum antibiotics, which will inhibit a wide range of gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Now coming to the ingredients, so it is dextrose. Dextrose, it is a acting as a source for carbohydrate. It can be incorporated in high concentration as a carbon and energy source. So this dextrose is both acting as a energy source, that is carbon source dextrose, and Severod's dextrose agar is generally used to cultivate many kind of dermatophytes. Dermatophytes are the one which usually causes skin diseases in humans and animals. And not only that, the Severod's dextrose agar is also used for cultivating filamentous bacteria like nocardia. So coming to the composition, we have peptone. So we know what peptone is going to provide. Next is dextrose. It is acting as a source of carbon, distilled water. pH is 5.6, and agar. It is acting as a solidifying agent. So the procedure is same here. So we need to weigh all the ingredients, check the pH, dissolve the water, check the pH, and then add agar, autoclave it, let it cool to 45 to 50 degrees Celsius, and then pour into petri dishes. If you want to prepare slants, you can pour them into test tubes and just slightly bend it so that you get a uniform surface where you can grow your fungi. So we are going to incubate the plates at room temperature. In order to grow fungi, yeast, we are not going to incubate them or put them in the incubator, because the temperature there is usually 37. Only bacteria prefer to grow at 37 degrees Celsius. So fungi, these heterotrophic eukaryotic microorganisms, they generally grow at room temperature. You can generally see